Hey guys, Justin Brock here, the Medicare Guru with Bobby Brock Insurance, and today we want to do a quick video on why Medicare supplement rates go up. We've done some in the past, but today we're going to go over three reasons, the top three reasons that Medicare supplement rates increase over time. We also know that this can be a huge pain point. You know, when your rates go up, sometimes you buy into the idea of healthcare coverage, when you're turning 65 or initially retiring, and you're thinking, okay, this fits into my budget, but as it begins to increase and someone's on a fixed income, it can become very difficult to afford. Obviously, there are other options, but sometimes those other options have limited coverage or networks that don't meet your needs, and so people start to explore, how can I keep my supplement rate down but maintain the same quality of healthcare coverage that I have today? So the number one reason that they go up, and actually before I get into the number one reason, if you could please, if you're on our YouTube channel, you could subscribe. If you're on Facebook and watching this, if you could like the page, or if you're on our website, please, drop us a comment in the box and let us know if there's anything else you need to know or any content that we could produce that would help you out. So now I'm going to get into my reasons. Right, number one is the loss ratio. So the loss ratio is when a Medicare supplement company determines what percentage of the overall revenue they are bringing in on a certain product in a certain state is going towards the claims. Okay, so if it's over a certain threshold, it's legal for them to increase based on it being over that threshold. If it's under a certain threshold, they actually have to decrease the premium. Well, most of the time it floats right around that threshold or tiptoes over it, and so you start seeing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% increases. But we have seen people see them 10, 12, 15%. Even in the disability Medicare supplement range, we've even seen it at 20 and 25%. Well, those are crazy numbers and they're very difficult to afford. They do have to justify this with the Department of Insurance in each state, so it's not something that they can just erroneously do, and they also know that they lose a significant portion of their customers when they do it. So it does seem that some carriers do a better job about predicting their loss ratio with marketing tactics as well as underwriting to protect their block of business from people that might bring in pre-existing health conditions in a period when they're not allowed to do that without answering health questions. I know that gets very, very complex, but that's how the loss ratio works. You want a company that is protecting their block of business. They're pricing their business at a rate that is sustainable over time, so that they're not coming in with a super low rate just to jack it up on you down the road. Okay, so number two is age, and we've done a video. If you search in the search box on our website for community rated or issue aged or something like that, you'll pull up a blog post with a video on the different ways age impacts rate increases. But the number two overall reason is age. In some states, they have issue aged, where you're getting a policy based on based on the age at issue, and then it doesn't go up for age after that. Now, it can still go up based on the loss ratio, but it can't go up based on the age in that state. Now, other states, and probably the majority of states, are attained age. Attained age just means that you come in at a rate and then it actually has built-in age increases. Typically, these are 1 to 2% a year, and normally they don't do an age increase for like age 66, 67, 68, but around 69 they start doing this 1.8, 1.5, 2% age increase. The other one was community rated, and that just has a different way of doing it. They're kind of blocking you into different age blocks and raising their rate based on what age block that you're in. But age is a factor. It's just not the primary factor. Now, backing up to number one with loss ratio. Loss ratio, by the way, I didn't say this before, cannot be based on your personal health. It has to be based on the health of everyone with your plan in your state. So if you have T&T Insurance Company Plan G, then everyone with T&T Insurance Company Plan G is obviously going to have their loss ratios as a group to determine the overall increase. So it's not an individual loss ratio, but a group loss ratio, which kind of suggests that the bigger the company, the more people they have, the easier it is to sustain their losses, and so their ratio isn't as bad. But number 3 can kind of contradict that thought process, because number 3 is called the shell game. So the shell game is this thing that Medicare supplements companies play, especially the bigger ones. And this is how it works. Have you ever seen someone have 3 shells or 3 cups, and they put a ball under one and they just keep going like this and moving them around? You got to find where the ball is. So that's why we call it the shell game. It's kind of a mystery, but what they do is they have multiple companies under the same mega company. So if you had T&T Insurance Company again, and let's say they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and over time they have a company under them called T&T 123. Now T&T 123's rates start to go up because their population on their plan is aging, and the population of that plan's loss ratio has made their rates go up. Well, they can't have a different rate for people coming in as new business than they do for the people that are existing on the books. They can't do that. So what they do is, as one of their charters or their independent companies within their mega brand goes up, then they bring in a new company and they say, well, now we're going to have T&T 1234 as a company. So this is a whole new company underneath their brand, and they have it to try to grab up the new business at a lower rate. What also happens is the old charter they have, those people tend to, a lot of them that are healthy, go through underwriting and they switch to the new charter. Well, this leaves the old charter with a portion of the population that maybe can't change because of health conditions, and that block gets sicker and sicker and drives the rates up faster and faster. Now, bigger companies do this more than smaller companies because bigger companies can afford to go and start new charters and do this. This isn't a dig at any of those companies. We don't think that it's some sort of intentional practice to mess up everyone. It's they're then trying to compete in the business world. But sometimes a smaller company, contrary to popular belief, can sustain their rates longer than a bigger company because of the shell game. It really just depends, though. There are small companies that do a terrible job at this and just don't have a significant portion of the population on their block, and then they raise their rates quicker. So there are multiple factors that go into this, but those are the top 3 things: loss ratios, age, and then the shell game. And the shell game kind of hits back at the loss ratios too. So anyway, I know that is a confusing thing and probably even a grim thought that that's the way business is done and they do that. Now, what we try to do for our customers is we were experts in underwriting Medicare supplements, and so we try to, as their rates go up, help them get their rate back down by using our knowledge of the questions that are asked by each independent company and figuring out which one is going to give you the best rate at any time you request it. Okay. Now, most of these companies out there, these brokerages, will say that they rate shop for you every year. I think they're either lying or it's breaking the law, because that's actually called churning, and they can't do that. But our customers, anytime they ask us to shop their rate, we can. So if you're our customer, please ask us to do that. If you're not, we want to be your agent, please ask us. You can give us a call at 662-844-3300. Or you can head over to our website, BobbyBrockInsurance.com, if you're not already there, and you can submit a request for information. Either way, we would love to help you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and we'll get more and more pertinent information on how to stay ahead of the curve in this Medicare game that none of us thought we were going to be playing when we got Medicare. But we're here to coach you through it. Give us a call. Thanks, guys.